G'day Bomber fans, I'm back from my holiday, so we get to upload videos that you guys actually want to see. Cheers for sticking around for the last few weeks while I was away. I'm glad to be back making videos again. Now I had one or two of you recommend a training update, so I thought I would highlight the 4 or 5 players really tearing it up on the track right now. Also keep in mind I have been focusing less on the club recently than I usually would, so if I have missed someone here who has impressed you, feel free to chuck their name in the comments and I could even do a part 2 or something. But let's just get into it. Alrighty, we start with someone who has added a few extra kegs, it seems. Pure muscle though. Sam Durham is one of the guys who looks in real good shape after that Arizona training camp. The guy looks ripped and it shows from all the endurance work. He is really fit. He was either first or second in our 2K time trial, depending on who you ask. He and Redmond pretty much crossed the finish line at the exact same time. So he's arguably the fittest in the squad right now, which is great for a wingman. You want that. His gut running was incredible last year. It looks to be going to a better place in 2024, which is fantastic. And the addition of David Rath, who is looking to help clean up our ball use, should help Durham as well, a player who isn't known for his clean skills. It would be great to see him go from a 7 to an 8 with his kicking. That would cement his spot in the best 22. I think early days there is lots of talk about Durham and Dursma for that remaining wing spot in the best 22, but right now the former is not putting a foot wrong while Dursma is on the sidelines returning from an injury. It's really promising because I was one who had Durham on the outer in that battle, so to see him up and about early, putting on muscle, leading the way in terms of fitness and being heavily involved in the drills, it's making me really excited to see him throughout the rest of the preseason. On to another player who really needed a big preseason to put his foot forward in order to play more senior footy. It's a tough defense to break into, but Baldwin is showing that he can be a good depth option, even better than he was last season. He's another who went to Arizona to improve his fitness. There's a pretty good video on YouTube actually somewhere of him doing some fitness work with another bloke. I will chuck it in the description. Apologies to the guy because I don't remember his name. I'm not familiar with the channel. I just saw Baldwin and clicked on it, but he explained his reasoning to go on the training camp in that video. He wanted to improve on his explosiveness a bit, and you can tell it's given him more confidence in his ability early days this preseason as well. It shows how valuable that experience was because from what I saw, he killed it during our little mini match. Many say he was one of the better performing defenders. There is some good vision of him reading the ball and clunking it well, and that's what you want. Something not many people talk about with Baldwin is his ball use. We saw him absolutely drill some passes out of D50 late in the year, so he's someone you want to have hands on the ball, you want to have their hands on the ball, so to see him getting his hands on the ball in that mini match is good. I'm keen to see if he maintains this preseason form. I'd be really interested to see if there's room for him in our best 22. I personally don't see how we can squeeze him in there right now, but I'd love some friendly competition with Jade Gresham. Alright, onto the guy who forced me to make this video, not personally. He wasn't holding my family hostage or anything until I posted this. It's purely through form. Lots has been made early of Nate Caddy's preseason. It started when a little article was released about him taking huge clunks on our experienced defenders, and then he went and kicked a bunch of goals in our match sim. He looked really impressive from the footage I saw. Everyone who watched that day has said he was the highlight of it. He is looking really dangerous really early into his career, which is fantastic. His marking has been a standout early. His conversion too. He's already making many think he has a round 1 chance. Not even chance. Some would be thinking he's a lock, and it's not silly to think so. He's had some good moments on experienced defenders. He is obviously a really high draft pick, top 10. There is clear talent. I've said it a lot, but to see him impress early, it's huge. The fan base as a whole is really excited. You can feel it. Hopefully he keeps this up and adds some pressure on Harry Jones, who frankly needs it. Another new addition to the team, Jade Gresham has looked the best of the 4 recruits. Well, to be fair, 2 of them are coming back from injury and 1 is 35, but still Gresham has impressed. He has worked a lot in the forward line and the midfield a bit too. He was a really good performer in our match sim. He was another one of the lads that went to Arizona or came back from Arizona. The fact he went was really impressive to me. The guy just joined the club and was looking to make a real impression. He didn't have to go. He could have waited like half the other squad members, but he went out and did the work, and it's set to pay off, I reckon. He has been really consistent all preseason from what I've heard and seen. He was one of the better performers from the match sim as well. Like I said, I think we're all seeing how he can fit into this team. It's not just his goal scoring ability, but his ability to make things happen. He is that 30 goal a season small forward we've been after. Since Waller, really, the last few years it's been a bit average from that area, but Gresham can hopefully bring bring us up a gear there. The way he's training, it's looking like he can have a real impact on the team. And finally, someone I think we're all really excited to see more of soon, Tsatas, our prize draftee from 2022. He was injured last season, so we didn't really get to see much of him, only a handful of games late. He didn't set the world alight, but he showed glimpses for us to be excited about. But with a full preseason under the belt and fingers crossed no injury problems again, we could see him really push for the senior side. He's a great height already, but he's also been gaining muscle on those skinny bones, and his biggest criticism in my eyes, his field kicking is getting some serious work done to it. Many of you would already know that he's been working very hard on improving this. Some isolated kicking drills with David Rath. I think that's what we really need to see. Same with Durham, bringing his kicking from a 6 to a 7. It would go a long way in making him a really capable midfielder. But that is that quick little video. Again, I want to reiterate, I've not been paying close attention. What I've said in the video is more from what I see a lot of others saying and from footage I've been able to see. So if there's someone you really think should have been here, let me know in the comments. I'll think about making a part 2. But that's all. Cheers for watching. Like, subscribe, and go Bombers.